friends, welcome back to my channel. This is take 2 of this video. I wasn't happy with the first one that I did, so hopefully this one comes out okay. Welcome to our daughter's bedroom. You are seeing it before she does. If you don't know, I am pregnant with our second child. We are having a baby girl this time, and I'm give or take about 8 weeks away from her due date. Anyway, I have done like a pan over of the nursery, so if that's all you wanted to see, that's fine. But I wanted to do an in-depth tour as well, so hopefully this will appeal to you. And this part of the room I am not doing a tour of because this is our home office, which is not organized at the moment, and my sister's staying with us, so all her stuff's sitting over there at the moment. So that's a little corner of the room that doesn't belong to baby, but the rest is all for this baby girl. And you will also get a sneak peek as to what her name is because we have her first initial up on the wall. So let me start over here where you come into the room. This is the door, and everything in this room is painted white. I wanted it to be a blank canvas so that we could chop and change bedrooms as we needed to, and it wouldn't be the end of the world. Plus I like to keep things quite classic. So yeah. Her wardrobe is over here. There was a door on there. I had my husband take it off because it was just awkward having it against that other door. And I sewed up a curtain, which is actually an old sheet that I wasn't using anymore. And so I didn't have to do too much sewing. But it is far more practical. Her wardrobe is not a beautiful designed wardrobe. It is practical, and that's all. So I have all her clothes in here from like, I think 0 to 3 months. Right up until 2 years of age. So we have in these baskets 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months. All of these are washed and ready to go. And then right up there you'll be able to see there's more clothes. I have 2 vacuum sealed bags up there. Those have size 1 and 2 clothes in them. So we have been given tons. I barely bought her anything at all. That's all been given to us. So we have been abundantly blessed. And then these are all her dresses. I would love to have matching hangers, guys. Maybe one day I'll get there, but for now it's just about practicality. What else do I have in here? Here is a nappy bag that I did make years ago that I might end up using for her. I haven't decided yet. I have the Snuggle Bug baby wrap. I like to be able to store it on a hanger. This is made by a New Zealand company. They're only $40, and it's very similar to the Moby wrap. So if you're looking for something cost effective and you're in New Zealand, go for one of those. They're great. I've got more baby hangers in that bag. And then all her dresses I've either made, I've only bought one, I think, new, which actually isn't even a dress, it's a romper, but I'll just show you a few of them. This one I made, it's a onesie dress. This is in size newborn, and I love it so much. It's such a simple concept. Honestly, I used a 1/4 meter of fabric, I think, not the whole 1/4 meter, but part of the 1/4 meter of fabric to make the skirt, and I sewed this on, and it's just sewed onto a onesie. So yeah, see, anyway, simple concept. You can find a tutorial on how to make those on Pinterest. They're not difficult. Okay, I lied. I bought a couple dresses. I bought this one when we announced that she was a girl. These were made by me, so I have a few there. This one was my dress when I was a baby girl, which hopefully the camera will focus in on that detailing. It's so beautiful. I love it. So I've got that for her. This is one that I bought, and I will link the pregnancy update that I talked about it in. It's from Posty Plus. This one was given by my mother-in-law, who has given me a bunch of girls' clothes because my sister-in-law is a lot younger than my husband, like 18 years younger, and so she kept all of her beautiful baby clothes that are good quality, and she's passed them on to me. So there are a lot of pumpkin patch dresses from her in here. This was my husband's aunt's dress when she was a little girl. Look at it. Look at the detail at the bottom of the skirt. Like, oh my gosh, it's stunning. It's pure white and just beautiful. These were all given. They've all got matching nappy covers, which are adorable. This one I made. It's a larger size. And then this one I actually bought from a garage sale, I think, years ago. I loved that it had the smocking on it, and I just thought I'll keep that for my daughter one day, and so now it's going to come in handy. And then she's got a whole bunch of knitwear here, which is just like grannies have knitted for her, and I've knitted, I think I knitted this for her. She's got a matching hat that goes with that. Some of it I knitted when I was pregnant with Jack and I didn't know what gender I was having. And then there is a couple special things. This was my dress when I was a little girl. All my cousins have worn it, obviously female cousins, and also my sisters have worn it. It's still in perfect condition. It's from Woolworths in South Africa, and I'm going to hang on to it for my little girl. It's size 3, so yeah. This was made by my mum for me when I was a little girl, and it's completely reversible. Super cute, so hanging on to that. And then this coat, which looks awful in here, so I'll take it out, is a gorgeous rich red, and some friends passed that on to me. I've had it in my hope chest for years, and now it'll come in handy because it's a very good quality coat. So obviously it'll be years before she can fit that, but I've got it in her wardrobe. So that's all her stuff in there, and hopefully my camera wants to focus again. There we go. This is just all like my sewing stuff and a few other storage items. I've got a couple more baby wraps there, and like the bath support, things like that. So yeah, that is her wardrobe. Babies don't actually need a lot of like hanging space and stuff at the beginning, so I can still use it for a lot of my stuff. Sorry if I'm breathless. It's part and parcel of being in the 3rd trimester and talking fast. So here is the feature wall. I was adamant I was going to have gold wall decals in this bedroom. I tried using some cheap ones from Kmart and they all peeled right off the wall. So I had to suck it up and spend a little bit more money, and I got these from Trade Me. I think they cost me $25. They're from a proper vinyl company, and so they're really good quality and they're beautiful. And I can take them off one day if the kids end up sharing a room and I don't want it to be quite so feminine, then I can take it off. But I love the effect that it gives. I'll try and stand back so you get a little bit more of a feel for it. It's really simple, but I think quite pretty. And then we have her mobile up here, which again was a DIY job. The branch is just from a tree in our garden, from the Fedora tree in our garden. And then I made the little flowers that are on there. They're just made out of cardboard and like pages from a book, and they're hung with fishing line, and my husband actually graciously hung those for me and glued them on after I really badly burnt myself with hot glue gun. So that was very sweet of him. And I love it. It just ties in really well with the initial at the back, and the initial is obviously A, so that is going to be the first letter of her name. And I really wanted this in her room. I made this as well. I got the flowers from the warehouse. They cost me about $24 in total. And then we just had old cardboard, and I just like drew an A. I did it freehand, and I did a few until I was happy with it, and then cut it out and then glued all the flowers onto there. So that was a really easy DIY job, and I was pretty happy with what it cost. Eventually her crib will go here when she's big enough for it, but in the meantime, just to save space, I've got her bassinet here, which also belonged to my mother-in-law. Used to have a whole bunch of frilly bits on it, and I got rid of those because I wanted it simple. So I've still got them if I ever want to put them back on, but I just unpicked them. And it actually works out quite well because the little dots on here, they match up with the dots on the wall, so that's quite good. I still need to wash the bassinet sheets, so if they look a little dusty, don't worry, I'm still going to do that. This blanket I knitted when I was pregnant with Jack, and it's just been in storage because obviously I didn't use it with him. But it's perfect for bassinet size or pram or whatever. The Pink Panther my grandmother knitted, and my dad just brought it back from South Africa when he was visiting her, so got that sitting in here. Move on to the curtains, and I did replace the curtains in this room. They were just really ugly generic ones, so I replaced them with these, which you should be able to see there's like a very slight embossed sort of garnish almost, I guess you would call it. I got them from Briscoe's for about 40 bucks. They were on clearance, and they're kind of like a stone color. They're supposed to be blackout blinds. They're not as good, blackout curtains. They're not as good as I've seen before, but they do the job. But they were too short, so I extended them by inserting this panel of fabric, which I love. I love, love, love it. I think it's still gender neutral enough so that if the kids end up sharing this room, it'll work. So that extends it to a decent length. And I just did that with both sets of curtains. I also replaced this, which seems simple, but it had ugly nets up here, and I can't stand nets. So I replaced it with a sheer curtain instead. And then I also replaced the curtain rail. We put in like a brushed chrome look curtain rail, which is so much nicer than the cheap nasty plastic things that were in here before. And because you install it higher, it just lifted the ceiling in this room as well, like, you know, obviously the illusion of it. Next we have her dresser, and this dresser actually used to be in our master bedroom in our old home, but it doesn't fit in this one, and it works out well for a changing table for her. So I actually cut the mat that I had smaller because it was too wide for this. So I cut it smaller, I wrapped it in a mattress protector, and then I made a couple of fitted covers to go on it, and I made them in white so I can bleach them if they get really dirty. So there is a method to the madness there, if you're wondering why they're white. I've got 2 of those. This is just a little caddy that I've got her newborn nappies in, which, oh my gosh, look how tiny they are. They wouldn't even fit on like one of Jack's little butt cheeks, but anyway. And then all her clothes, her newborn clothes are in here. I've got all her beautiful girly goodness in the top drawer. Like vests and singlets are there. I've got headbands. Some of them have been made, some of them have been bought. Booties and socks, and all her hats. She has 17 hats. She doesn't need any more hats. We haven't even bought her any. They're just ones we've been given and I've been hanging on to. This is where all her nappies and stuff are going to go. I still need to get things like, I don't know, moisturizer and stuff like that, but a lot of it is just double up with Jack, so I don't need to get a ton of that kind of stuff. In here are all her pajamas, nighties, onesies, and pants. So these 3 are all pajamas and nighties because that's what they live in when they're newborns, and they go through a ton because they have poop explosions and they spill milk all the time. A lot of these are gender neutral from Jack. This one he wore. I have got a gorgeous picture of him wearing this one. And then I just have a couple that I've bought and a couple that my mother-in-law gave me that used to be my sister-in-law's, like this one. Isn't that gorgeous? Anyway. And then long sleeve, short sleeve onesies, and little leggings and tights there. And then in the bottom drawer, I have all her swaddle blankets, muslin wraps, old style nappies, which I found so helpful for like burp cloths with Jack, and you can just like chuck them in the wash. So I got a bunch of these secondhand on Trade Me when I had him in the early days. And yeah, Miracle blankets, which I found really helpful with Jack once he started breaking out of his traditional swaddle. I'm trying to get up off my knees off the ground, which is fun. And then I have in this corner our rocking chair, which I've had for ages. Had this with Jack. It's had a couple of paint jobs. I redid the upholstery on it, and I bought the throw cushion. And the throw cushions from the warehouse, it didn't cost me much. I don't think they have them anymore. I kind of got the last of the stock. I actually got it online because they didn't have it in store. And it matches perfectly with the feature wall, which is great. And then the bottom, this is covered in like a lace. You might be able to see it in the camera. Beautiful lace. And I actually used some of that lace to create the effect, which again is super subtle, so I don't even know if it'll show up on camera. But I used it to create the like lace effect on the drawers here, because this was all white and I repainted it, and I added the handles, which it's not even focusing at the moment. The handles were $2 from Trade Me, obviously faux crystal, but I love them. And I love my rocking chair. And I'm breathless. And then in this corner, this will be obviously our little nursing corner. I have just an old lamp that I've had for ages. I like that it's gold. Again, it ties in with the room. A frame, which I don't know if that's going to stay there. It's just there for now. Tons of burp cloths. Some of these are from a company called A Pocket Full of Posies, which do beautiful handmade baby items for a really affordable price. So I will link their Facebook page in the description below. And then I just have a couple of books that remind us a child. This area will totally change when she is born. There will be dummies, and there will be nipple cream, and probably like nursing pads and all sorts of stuff piled up there, because that'll be my little corner. But for now, it's neat and tidy. And then up on the wall, I really wanted to have a bit of a gallery wall going on here, and I wanted to fill it up with quotes that I love. So here I have this one, "Have courage and be kind," which is from the Cinderella movie. This one here is just a plaque that I've had for ages. It's too feminine for anywhere else in our home, so it goes in the girls' room. This is a cross stitch that I actually finished off. My mum had started it, but I finished it off this year, and it just goes so perfectly in here. I love it. It's so beautiful. This I was given, I think, for my bridal shower. Keep calm and cuddle up, which is exactly what we'll be doing in this corner. Just a little simple floral picture. This one up here is hard to see on camera, but it says, "You is kind, you is smart, you is important," and that is, of course, from the movie The Help. And then the last one I actually made, and it just says, "You are enough." And I just want my children to always know that they are enough just the way they are. And then just to finish off, we have a rug on the floor. The carpet is hideous, but it's what we have for now. I got this rug from Kmart for $22. It just adds another layer and another texture into the room, and I really like it, and I love white, so I'm happy with that. And then the light fitting we got from Bunnings, it's just a light shade, so it can be changed at any time. It was $45, and I love it. I love her whole room. I hope you like it too. So this is her nursery tour. I've finally done it. The only thing we need to install in here is her baby monitor, which we just use an IP camera, and I actually bought it last night on Trade Me, and it'll probably go up in that corner there, so we can keep an eye on her. So yes, that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed the tour. If you have any questions about where I got things from or anything like that, just leave them in the comments below and I will try and answer. Yeah, but thank you for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you liked it, and if you want to keep up to date with my pregnancy vlogs and when our little girl arrives and what her name will be, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Love to have you along. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.